Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, and Bosk the Kitten, and welcome to the YouTube channel of yours truly, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. And right now the time is approximately 7:32 p.m. Eastern Time, isn't that right, Bosk? And the date is Friday, November 20th, 2020. The moon is waning in Aquarius, and the sun is transiting in Scorpio. However, as of tomorrow morning, which is Saturday, actually as of tomorrow morning and evening, Saturday, November 21st, by Bosk 2020, the moon will be waning in Pisces, and the sun will be transiting in Sagittarius. Fun fact, before the official discovery of Neptune, Jupiter ruled Sagittarius and Pisces. So in the meantime, let me continue my ongoing series of videos, which I call More Than a Walkthrough, featuring the Pride Tarot. And I'm going to have my awesome audiovisual person do a quick close-up of the cover of the box. And I love this image is coming up, by the way. No, this image passed. At the time, we've already recorded from the star through to the sun. So I just need to, and right now, if I'm not mistaken, this Pride Tarot, the star, is currently uploading. Yes, as some of you know, as most of you know actually, September through to December is the most abundantly full time period for me. Although for the last few years, regarding my professional psychic practice, September through to the following February is the most abundantly full time period of the year for me. So what I'm going to do is quickly set aside Judgment, and actually I'm going to set aside the rest of the major arcana, since we'll be doing the world after this. Yes, okay. So, hold on. Normally with this I would say talk amongst yourselves, but you know, here we are. And anyway, that was funny. Alright, but I do want to put away the rest of the cards, and I will have my awesome audiovisual person do a close-up of the card that we are going to discuss today, which is the Judgment card. This is traditionally the card that depicts Archangel Gabriel, who is the divine messenger of the archangels, and is blowing the trumpet, because in ancient times the trumpet was used to let people know something was going to happen or was going on. Although in this tarot deck it depicts an archangel playing a lyre. And here we have the Judgment card from this deck. And of course, I will happily show you the back of the card because I love the back of the card as well. Love is love. And the artist who illustrated the Judgment card is, cannot see it from here, so I'm going to, Shira Silver. Okay, Shira Silver. I love the name. Okay. So, as with this series of More Than a Walkthrough videos, I'm going to read what the guidebook says about the card, and then I'm going to read the bio of the artist. Okay, so here we go. Judgment by Shira Silver. The Judgment Tarot card is one of self-reflection, realization, awakening, and new beginnings. The traditional card depicts an angel playing the trumpet as three people rise from graves with outstretched arms. I chose to replace the angel with the poet Sappho. That's who that is, Sappho. And she does have a Hellenic look to her face, so there you go. Due to her inspirational role as a source of guidance and comfort for queer women. Instead of nude figures rising from graves, I depicted two women and one child, all clothed and living. This represents the new beginnings that come with accepting one's sexuality and/or gender identity, and the way in which this can be a spiritual and permanently life-changing experience. Interestingly enough, I came out of the closet when I was 18, and I began experiencing at the age of 18 what I have come to refer to as a spiritual reawakening. At the time I felt that it was a spiritual awakening, but then I realized that it was actually a spiritual reawakening. And that's actually a topic for another video for another day. But I digress. And now I want to share with you some of my intuitive insights regarding the Judgment card. So one of the esoteric interpretations of the Judgment card is transformation and resurrection. It is interesting to note that in the major arcana, it is the last card that corresponds to neither a sign nor a planet. It corresponds to an element. And in this case, it is the element of fire. The element of will and passion, the element of purification and not so much transformation, but there's another trans. I want to say it's transmigration, but that doesn't sound right. I know there's transformation, I know there's transmutation, but there's another trans, and it's not coming to me right now. Hopefully by the time I do I'll fill in the description box, it'll come to me. But traditionally, the Judgment card corresponds to the element of fire. A modern astrological association is the planet Pluto, which is the planet of the unknown and the planet of the unknowable in Western astrology. I also want to say about the Judgment card that sometimes it is about the new beginning that only comes after the ending of something. So, because it's no coincidence that after the Judgment card we have the world, as in, for many of us, planet Earth. So here we are, and of course, no coincidence, the world card is astrologically aligned with the planet Saturn, which is the last of the two outer planets. So I really feel that the Judgment card is basically saying this cannot begin until this ends. There needs to be a period of pause, a period of we don't do this, etc., before there is a new beginning. And I can't help but think of Louise Hay, who was absolutely an ally for the LGBTQ community, in big time ally. And I remember that in her Loving Yourself audio, she said that she's recommended people that have a bad breakup or a divorce or the ending of a long-term romantic relationship take a pause and not engage in any dating or any new romantic relationships for a minimum of 6 months. I wish more people did that. I really do, because I think that that is one of the most important things that people can do as a way of recovering and healing from the ending of a marriage or a long-term romantic relationship. And in my experience, straight people are it's more than necessary for straight people. I mean, I've jokingly said that if I had $1 for every time a heterosexual woman had a reading with me and said, does he love me? Is he going to be with me? What's going to happen with my romantic life? I would have received so many dollars I could own 3 islands. They're named Manhattan, Long, and Staten. And seriously, it's like, I mean, believe me, I know that romantic relationships are important. I know they are. But they're not the only thing. They're not the only thing. But again, I do believe that the Judgment card is an indication that there are things that can only begin after something has ended. In the meantime, let me read to you the bio of Shira Silver. You know, it's funny, I keep forgetting that if this is organized by first name alphabetical or last name alphabetical. By the way, it's last name alphabetical. Shira Silver, in her own words, I'm Shira, an 18-year-old lesbian artist and Etsy shop owner. With my art, I try to encapsulate a psychedelic 70s wonderland. I love her already. As somebody born in 1970, I love her already. While also depicting messages of empowerment for women and the LGBTQ+ community. If you're interested, check out my Etsy, Disco Jelly Designs. I love it. And for me, disco is forever. Disco didn't die, disco lives forever. 10% of all profits from my shop are donated to Planned Parenthood, so buy some art while supporting a great cause. And I will include the Etsy shop link in the description box for this video. So, question to all of you in YouTube land, how often does the Judgment card come out in your readings? Whether you're reading for a client, yourself, or a loved one. What do you feel when you see the Judgment card? Do you feel good? Do you feel bad? Do you feel excited? Do you feel afraid? I'm curious. You know, if this was Twitter, I would say asking for a friend, but I'm the friend. So thank you to US Game Systems and all of the artists that contributed cards to the Pride Tarot, a collaborative deck. Thank you to those of you who have purchased the deck. Thank you for those of you that are purchasing the deck. Thank you for those of you that have already done videos on your own YouTube channels about the deck. And of course, thank you to all of you for all the likes, all the comments, all the shares, and all the subscriptions to my YouTube channel. Thank you also to those of you who have been scheduling your sessions. I wish you a beautiful night, a wonderful weekend, many bright blessings and magical miracles, and stay tuned for the next video.